Chapter 33 of Dogtown by Katherine Applegate and Gennifer Choldenko. I'm Kim Baust with the Young Scholar Academy. The Three-Legged Show. I did my act. The tripod juggle, the hug and snuggle, a dog plays dead, a ball on my head, and a one-pod spin just for Quinn. But I was wasting my time. Quinn could have cared less. And then management stepped in. Someone from the local news had shown up, and there was Quinn sitting all by himself. It was a public relations disaster. Management walked Quinn past all the available dogs, but Quinn had no use for any of them. When Mr. Molinari saw what was going on, he said, "Leave Quinn be. He'll figure it out." Chapter 34. Buttered Toast with Toothpaste. Quinn didn't figure it out. Week after week, he roamed from one end of the building to the other. I kept an eye on him. It had been a long time since I'd gotten a whiff of buttered toast. And buttered toast with toothpaste? You couldn't get any better than that. I wanted Quinn to like me. I wanted him to pick me, so I tried to figure out what was going on with him. There were kids who didn't like reading buddies because they didn't like dogs, or our books were too easy, or they didn't get enough recess that day. But Quinn wasn't like any of these kids. Quinn was searching for something. I just didn't know what. Chapter 35. Wandering. Then one day, Quinn's wandering took him down to the basement. Buster saw him first. He wagged his tail so hard it banged the pen. Two Scotties, named Phil and Lil, fell over each other in a frenzy of excitement. Bill the beagle whipped around in circles. Shag, the sheepdog, jumped up, banging his big paws on the fence, which sent great clouds of white hair drifting like snow to the ground. Quinn walked by all of them. Then, at cage 92, he slowed down. Metalhead. Metalhead didn't wag his tail. He didn't stick his nose through the fence or dance on his hind legs. He didn't even look up. Quinn stared at him, rocking from foot to foot. Then he sat down. All he needed was a book. Problem was, reading buddies didn't go to the basement, so there weren't any book baskets in there. So for me to go all the way up to the main building, grab a book between my teeth, and hop back down to the basement would take too long. Reading buddies would be over by then. Chapter 36. Books by heart. I couldn't remember what day Metalhead had arrived. I didn't know if he'd seen reading buddies in action. All I could think to say was, "You wouldn't happen to know any books by heart, would you, Metalhead?" Metalhead looked from me to Quinn, then back at me, then back at Quinn. Finally, he opened his mouth and said, "I am Sam. Sam I am." When Quinn heard this, his eyes grew large, his hands flapped, and he jumped up and took off like he was chasing a deer. Chapter 37. Something big. When Quinn came back, he was clutching a book. He ran straight to cage 92 with Mr. Molinari and management on his heels. Quinn sat down and looked at Metalhead, and Metalhead looked right back. Quinn opened Green Eggs and Ham and turned the pages as Metalhead said the words. "That Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am." It wasn't the way it was supposed to be, with the kid reading and the dog listening. But one look at Metalhead and Quinn scooted up close to each other, and it was pretty clear something had happened. Something big. This picture. See if I can shut up. Chapter 38. A Metal Heart. After that, I figured Metalhead would get over his boo-hoos and settle down like the rest of us. Boy, was I wrong. The next time I saw him, he called out, "What about your humans, Chance? Don't you want to go home?" This was not the kind of question Dogtown dogs asked each other. If a dog wanted to talk about how she ended up at Dogtown, that was fine. But you didn't ask a question that broke a dog's heart to answer. How do you explain kindness to a machine with a hunk of metal where his heart should have been? I really didn't know. Chapter 39, Mixed Feelings. There had been complaints about Metalhead. Not everybody liked that Quinn had chosen him, and because I had the run of the place, I was the dog who handled dog fights when they arose, so I hopped over to his cage and to have a talk with him. Before I could open my mouth, Metalhead repeated his question. What about your humans? You're not locked up. Why don't you go find them? It's complicated, I explained. What's complicated about going home? He asked. Everything is black or white for a dog machine, a 1 or a 0. There's no room for nuance, no understanding of delicate situations, and mixed feelings, forget about them. We're going to stop right there. You need to pick up with chapter 40. All right. See you next time.